when people talk about creating organizational culture, they often talk about happiness. We want people to be happy in our organization. And it is a very dangerous promise to myself and to others. It happens much more than I expected. I noticed in my career as a consultant that I was often surprised that again I meet another organization, another group of managers who have this wish to make people happy. And it is a very dangerous promise. I can see it, the tendency is getting stronger when we have bigger competition for people in the market, for employees. We want to, to save them, this wish to make them happy is becoming stronger then, and it is making managers weaker. And it is a dilemmic place. It is a dilemma. I don't know how to solve it, but it is important. What is important for me is not to overemphasize happiness of the people in the organization. People come to the organization to work, to do business, to deliver the results, to create value, and it is not always a pleasant process. And there are moments that require confrontation from managers, and there are moments that are difficult for people, and there are moments when they have to have difficult conversations with each other. So when we live the promise of making people happy, we as managers, we become avoiding. We start to avoid tension. We start to avoid irritating others. We start to please others. There is an effort to please, which could be actually unpleasant to both sides. But the main thing, we are becoming, by trying to be good people, we are becoming bad managers. The direction that is risky, but I think that's the only true direction, is to put an effort into true relation, to bring in some truth, to build the relation, to support people, but at the same time not to avoid the tensions, not to avoid differences, talk about them. It is difficult, but if I start with the attitude of creating a true relation, of being true to myself and true to business and true to the job that we have to do, I can, building it from the beginning, I can put the right ground for giving correcting feedback, for giving a supportive feedback, for being a strong manager, for reacting truly and honestly. If I avoid reacting and I follow the idea of being a good person and trying to make others happy, eventually I come to a point when I cannot avoid it anymore. I cannot avoid some truth that I was struggling to say or delaying, and then often what happens, it becomes too much. It comes too strong, it comes unexpectedly often, and the feeling behind it is accumulated, and that is really risky, much more risky place to be. We don't have usually ground of the relation enough to hold the situation if I explode with my accumulated irritation, for example. When we talk about attitude to the people, to team, and this effort, where to aim the effort, I often remember an advice from my friend Viktoras, who is also part of Leading program. When our kids were small, we had this conversation about bringing up children, and for me it was very simple and elegant way to put something very essential. He said, you have to love your kid and set the boundaries and keep the boundaries. That's it. So when I see many similarities between the manager's work and parents' work, and when we talk about managing or leading people, I think it is important to take care, to love in a way your people, but also to set the boundaries, to talk truth, to say things that could be not pleasant, and see what is happening then. Exactly like with my kid. If I avoid, if I am too gentle, if I am pleasing, then I lose something very important in our relation. What happens then as a result, if we have caring and we have this true and daring part in our relation with our people, people value it as something that helps them grow. I think it is something that is a competitive advantage if your people experience growth in your organization, or could be a competitive advantage when we talk about competing with other organizations for our people. And I think it is important to learn to balance, to care and to dare.